All right, let's talk a little Christian Watson, boys. My man went off yesterday, and again, it's not so much that he's receiving, have 150 receiving yards or 200 receiving yards. This dude, man, it's just like he maximizes every opportunity he's got. He can have 4 targets, make all 4 catches, have 2 touchdowns and 80 some yards receiving like yesterday. It's just a wild thing to think about. So
he's a grown-ass man now. And
let's jump into some Christian Watson here. Here was the first catch that kind of got things going. This was in the first quarter. This is Jordan Love to Christian Watson. Just a quick little hitter to kind of get the ball to number 9 and get things going.
Hoping that Caleb Williams is the guy. Here's Love. Rifles it over the middle of Watson. In stride and a beauty of a throw and run. Christian Watson up to the 35.
It could have been an RPO. I'm looking at it here. I don't think it was. I don't think it was an RPO. No, it's just a drop back pass. And he's seen outside leverage from the corner as Christian Watson cooked Jalen Johnson. It sounded like Jalen Johnson came out of the game at some point as well. Now we got another clip here. Of course, this is Jordan Love hitting Christian Watson for the 23-yard touchdown, and just a heck of a play here between Jordan Love and Christian Watson. This gives the Packers the 7-0 lead. If I can get it up here so you guys can hear the audio. Here is the Fox broadcast audio of that touchdown.
What's coming? Love has time. Floats one. Watson down there.
Another off the back foot special from Jay Money.
yeah,
There's your Lambeau leap. You got to say Lambeau leap.
Hey, there it is.
Absolutely love it, man. And watching it back here, like you said, Jordan just a fadeaway, drops it in the bucket.
He looked like an outfielder crow hopping right before he's about to deliver a bomb to home plate, man. That was incredible.
And Christian beat him like 3 times on that route. Like, it's like Love kind of lofted up there. He beat him initially, and then Love lofted, and he had to kind of come back around a little bit. The corner was just on skates, or the DB, whoever it was, safety or whatever it was. The gritty and the Lambeau leap, you love it, don't you, Chuck? You love
Pretty sure his dad was tweeting out that it was his a nephew or something that wanted him to do the gritty. He said, "Yeah, he got you, man." And then we still got to, silence all the fans that were mad that we hadn't hit a Lambeau leap yet either.
We got 2 Lambeau leaps because Scoot did one post game too. I don't know if you guys saw that.
nice.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So here is the next play. Jordan Love hits Christian Watson again, 41-yard touchdown to extend the Packers' lead to 21-11. Here is that call from Fox.
Love on a play fake. Quick throw. Watson with the speed. Christian Watson at the race, and he's going to win it. Touchdown, Green
Almost
Bay.
22 miles per hour he was clocked at on that one.
Tim, as Jordan threw that ball and Watson, I said touchdown. I started screaming. I was like, it's too easy. I mean, the man is gone.
I saw that single coverage in the slot and knew it was a wrap.
And it looked like an RPO, right, Emilio? That's the way I seen that. Keep this screen grab up for me, Tim, so we don't get in trouble. I'm just kind of – so, yeah, he pulls it. Maybe it was just a traditional play fake. That's just a play-action pass, I believe, because they're not – I don't know. It could have been an RPO. You think it was a little looky there?
I think it was a looky to the flat, and he said, just kidding. I'm going to hit the inside slant. All I need to do is pass it 5 yards. I'll get a 40-yard touchdown. No problem.
You're right. So here's what we got, guys. We got a trips right look, and I'll kind of explain it to you here. We got a trips right look, and it's trips right, nub left. And so what they got is the outside one is Romeo. He's blocking for the 3 on a flat. Right. And then, then you got the 2 Christian Watson on a slant. So essentially Jordan puts the ball in the belly. It looked like a 21 or a 22 RPO action, right? Puts the ball in the belly, reads that they're biting on the run. And now it becomes, do you throw to the flat or the slant? And you probably got a little bit of time for the flat to set up to see if Rome can get some leverage there. Right. And then of course, Watson was just running butt naked through the trailer park. Matt LaFleur in his freaking bag on that.
It just reminded me of that first one against the Eagles, where it's like you just gave it to him kind of across the middle and Blankenship, like, deuces, dude. I'll see you later. Like, that thing in 5th gear, and I'll see you later.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if this was the telecast or not, so we better not show it. I think somebody just filmed it. Carson Fowler put it down, but I got to be careful with this. So we'll just get you the audio. This is the audio of Christian Watson running over and doing the Lambeau leap post game like Tim was talking about. Talking to him, boy. I might be able to get you the grab anyway. Yeah, I think we can show this and not get in trouble. We'll drop that down so you can see here. Look at my man in the crowd. Got the grill too. Love it, dude. Love it. Christian Watson was on one yesterday, boys. He was on one. And again, those final stats for Christian, as we had tweeted out, he finished the day 4 targets, 4 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He was
just
the
a heck
best
of a
guy
day.
around.
Let's go around the horn with Christian Watson here. We'll start with you this time, Jacob. This dude, man, you guys know how I feel about a number one receiver. I don't like to buy into that stuff because number one receiver means we're just going to force the ball. And in all those clips that we just played for you guys, right, all the audio clips of Christian Watson making those plays, he was the open guy. It wasn't let's just throw it up into double coverage, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, just an unbelievable talent. Like physically just a freak. I will say, kind of like how Tim's talking about Jordan Love, I have always been a Christian Watson fan. I'm very, very proud of that. When we drafted him, I was absolutely on the floor. I just could not believe that it came to fruition. Has his up and downs with the injury stuff, but what a freaking pro, man. And this guy, he's a difference maker. I really do like to your point, labeling somebody wide receiver 1 is kind of has a label on it that I don't necessarily want to just give to him just because, like you said, it can mean a lot of different things. But I will say that he just seems like when you need something, when you need a 3rd and long, I mean, what does he average? Yeah, he's averaging 22.3 last game. I mean, it just seems like he's consistently over 20 yards per. I mean, he is just the difference maker. He's so fast. He's so smooth with it. To Amelia's point, I remember exactly what he's talking about with that Philly game. You just dump it off to him and you just watch him, he runs away from people. There was another comment I saw in here earlier that said he's so fast, he makes fast people look slow. And that's true. And it does it effortlessly. Like it seems like it's so easy for him. And I agree with what I think Coach said here. He says, and he needs more targets. I agree. And then let's make him that wide receiver 1. But to Clayton's point earlier, I mean, I almost swore. We got guys that are our quote unquote wide receiver 5 and 6 that are making plays down the field because we've done such a great job of understanding how to build a team. Again, Goody, LaFleur, don't get enough love for that. But Christian Watson, and then you talk about a guy that's just a consummate pro that when you go in, it's never about him. It's never about what he does. You do the post-game show. I think that has to do with how he was raised. We've had his mom on here. We've talked about his father quite a bit. They understand what it meant to raise a grown-ass man, and that's what he is. And he is I think he's starting to put a bunch of people on the league on notice because he is going to be talked about now. He's going to be continued to be talked about. And to people's points earlier, pay that man his money.
Mm-hmm. Tim, how we feeling about? Oh, go ahead, Emilio. You go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm glad that they ended up getting the pay that man early. Make sure we figure that thing out so that he's not worried about having to produce. I mean, because imagine if he's coming out here straining himself to try to get these numbers. Right now, he's just getting these numbers because he's a part of this team. Dude's a freak athlete. He's the best to ever play this game. I've been saying it before.
He said that like 6 times in the chat.
I'll keep saying it, Jacob. I mean, just get that man the ball and just let him do his thing.
There's going to be somebody that eventually comments and goes, "Do y'all really think Christian Watson's the best player to ever play the game?" It's going to happen. I'm just waiting on it.
It's coming. But yeah, man, he's a dog, and you can't sleep on him. I mean, we're just blessed that we have him. That's one player on this, this roster of 53 plus that is just, just a dog, and just sort of the way it all sort of, melts together.
Amelia, was he NDSU?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that 2 of our most explosive players that I can remember in recent history are coming out of the Dakotas?
Yeah, coming out of D2.
Let's go, bro.
And honestly, there's some dogs coming out of D2 this year, Jacob. So we might have to keep our eyes. I'm pretty sure there's a running back we might need to keep our eye on out of there.
Yeah, Tim, I'll tell you this, man. Every time I hear D2, I think of Bethune-Cookman College and Nick Collins, man. You got to continue to comb through those smaller schools to get the great players. Now, what do you think about Scoot's performance here before we move on, man?
Yeah, Scoot is that dude. He is him, as the kids say, right? And I think the evolution of his role in Matt's offense is really fun to watch, right? I mean, look at the routes that we're sending him on. Look at, how he's lining up in some of these sets. It seems like gone are the days of, Christian running these jet sweeps all day long. You're starting to see the route tree expand. You're starting to see more than just 9 routes up the sideline. You're starting to see getting him the ball early in space and letting him cook like we just talked about. I'm just glad that he's a Packer. I think of the adversity that Christian had, and with injuries and drops as a rookie. If he was in another offense, I wonder how he'd develop in this league. So it's really cool to see him in a Matt LaFleur offense and being utilized the right way. And I think the targets are going to come. Jordan spreads that ball around. Matt schemes guys open in this offense all the time. The targets are going to be there for Scoot, and Jacob, right, man, the conversation is going to get really loud now because the league's on notice when it comes to Christian Watson out there on the field.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned how they're lining him up too, because again, we just showed you the RPO or explained the RPO, the looky flat there, right? You had the three, I think it was Jaden Reed or Matthew Golden that was in the flat, and you had Scoot as the number 2 running a slant. Well, we've seen Scoot on comeback routes, we've seen him on out routes, we've seen him on slants, we've seen him on crossers, we've seen him on goes, on deep posts, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they've got him moving all over this offense, which is really, really exciting. So there you go, Christian Watson, another dominant performance. Sooner or later, we got to look up and go, all right, he is the absolute real freaking deal, right? And I think everybody here is convinced. I think everybody here is convinced he is. The thing that, again, you don't overpay for good, you overpay for great. Christian Watson is playing better than great football right now. Better than great.
Yep.
Your elite level football. And on top of that, you mix in the fact that Christian Watson is a locker room guy, right? He's a guy who's worked his ass off from an ACL. As Emilio said, he can block. He does it all. He'll kick you into the wing and run block for you out of the C gap. So again, Christian Watson, man, I'm so
Can
excited.
you imagine that though from that Pittsburgh game? Like we pull up that super chat. Can you imagine us sitting here right now talking about Christian as
we need to pull that up.
Come on now, because he literally everything that we've needed in the offense he has. And it's not like, so you go back and look at the kid. Yeah, you're looking at Justin Jefferson. Okay, you got all these great wide receivers. How many of them have 220, 6'4" as a frame? That doesn't happen. With speed that he has, he has better speed than basically all of the all-star receivers. So it's coming.
Great point. Mike Witt with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, I know I should get over it, but I can't believe how bad the refs were last night. Not one holding call on Micah. Even Evan should have had that INT. Plus, I'm still wondering how that Musgrave play. Yeah, we're going to hit that in the segment after the next one for sure. We're going to dive into the bad officiating for sure. We appreciate the super chat, Mike. Agree on all accounts there, man. And shout out to Mark Zambito, who just became a member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support, Mark. You're the man. So if you guys are watching this clip, back later, let us know what you think about Christian Watson. Do you consider him good, great, or elite? Where do you put him on the scale? How much money are you willing to pay him? We got to wait a full year after that mini extension we gave him to kind of make sure everything was good to go there with the ACL. Let us know in the comments what you think about Christian Watson. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future.